You can grab the spike with Omen's ult, get
That's
away
true.
with it. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with it. It's just
They're very niche.
Yes, they're very niche and very circumstantial, and they're circumstances that don't often come up. So when you have those circumstances happen, it's incredible. It's like, wow, I have Omen right now, and I could do this thing that they have no recourse for. You know, get bent, idiots.
Hey,
like,
look at that. Looks like we got everything up and running. We get a look at the new UI here.
The UI's back.
Huzzah!
I'm so
Dave's
happy.
gonna go out. They do get the nullify out. 1-1. Just Sylvan gonna be chilling back. Turk takes a couple shots over at Luke, who is inching out of B main. Taking a quick peek, but everything's back. Tries to play safely here as Redwater sees HANN. Single tap into him, gets a connection there onto GODLIKE as well. I'm going to swing out wide. They might not be ready for this. Bangnan tucked away in the corner. They are not. He gets the headshot. That's going to be the overheal coming through to top him up.
Great sell by Redwater. I really, really wanted to bait that. Moves, tries to get into short A, but shut down. Sylvan is nuts today.
Continuing to look phenomenal. Second kill. GODLIKE tries to shift over to the side. Dive, but Sylvan finds a third, finds a fourth. And there you go. Sylvan is just very much hungry to get that double MVP today. It would seem a fantastic start from him here in the pistol round.
Yo, I mean, Sylvan is... This is the best play I've seen from Sylvan ever. And I mean that, like, Sylvan's good, but he's never been like this. This is another level from Sylvan, which is incredible. It's awesome to see. That's why we play the games, you know? People get better over time. If they practice, they work hard, it pays off. Even gets caught by the KO utility, just does a great job. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, Fantasy had no HP left, but I think even if he, was half, 80%, I think Sylvan still probably would have been able to stabilize, get that headshot. Speaking of headshots, Luke finds Val as Bangnan comes crossing right over in front.
HANN
goes down as well, and it's all on Fantasy yet again. HANN, the jump up top.
Give us the
kill.
replay.
Was that a no-scope is my question.
It might have been.
Maybe a quick scope. Either way, he did it damn fast. They knew exactly where he was at. They jump in, and it's just a relentless storm of aggression here from the side of WGS to kick off these first two rounds.
HANN is just so fun to watch. With that Marshall, he's just absolutely cracked out of his mind. I saw that over in the Japanese league that Cobra, our former Go and Go Prince player, has also brought the Marshall love. He posted on his Twitter that he's been watching tens and trying to mirror that. But HANN's going to hit on that first one, and they are going to take him down there. Tries to re-peek it, and that was a little bit risky.
Yeah, it's a falling. Gets a little bit of damage in as they start pushing up. The Ares is there from iRdy. Throws out shock dart. I think it goes a bit too short. Try to find the hit. Spots one. Just going to be set up in position to spray through. Try to get wall bangs out. Ooh, Lurk with a slow creep up. Ends up getting taken down there. Good punishes. There's still going to be 5 men up currently here for the side of Team 5.
Yeah, Luke just kind of seen if he could maybe get away with one. Flash around the corner is good for GODLIKE. Going to take down moves.
That's going to be the plant coming in over on B. Moves the only one to fall. Judge in hand for Sylvan. And the Spectre for GODLIKE at range. Likelihood of being able to retake this is seeming pretty unrealistic.
You know what? If they could find one more kill out of this and then maybe try to just get Sylvan out of here with the Vandal, this would be not a bad round at all, I would say. But
yeah. We're going to try to find anybody on the exit here. Sylvan does have that Vandal. Everybody, though, shifting out the opposite side. Bangnan ready for GODLIKE there in mid. Strike him down, but Sylvan will just say, okay, I'll hold on to this one. Get ready to go again. Team 5 get themselves on the board. Bit of a opposite situation from what we saw on Bind, with WGS winning out the first two.
Yeah, Team 5 here just getting a little aggressive into the halls of B. They get the turret taken down. A lot of the Killjoy utility is not available after that, so they're able to just kind of play back a little bit. Getting this pick in the mid, pretty nice here as well. Good job by them. Double stack on top of HANN. You know he's still got that Marshall. You know what he's going to want to do with it. Probably go mid. He's going to do with the operator again here. Did he swap it out? He swapped it out. He changed his mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't like it.
Moves it up, thrown. Coming out over the top. And that will spot HANN. Darts out, and yeah, I mean, at that point, you need to try to make your exit, but HANN thinks that he can wait it out. Get a nice punish to the wall. I'm ready now, pulling back, has a drone of his own. No one in a position to try to rush him here, so we'll be safe to just try to scout and get some information.
If you're stuck in the benches there, oops, that's iRdy getting a wall bang on the back.
Giving a bit of a taste of his own medicine there.
Paranoia.
Kill, push up around the corner. Sylvan going to go down. Talking about that's often the thing that really points to a round win for Team 5 is when Sylvan is gone early on. For now, it just evens up the numbers here, but as I say, that move will be taken up by GODLIKE. Trying to make his way through tree.
Well, immediately pings come down. They use the fault line to displace a little bit, but iRdy going to be trying to fill in this flank position. But it isn't going to be aggressed on by Val and Redwater. They think better of this, and I think that's the wiser choice here. See if you can maybe catch them a little bit off guard. And nobody's watching this angle right now. I think the turret around the corner there when you come out of the door of Market, and then there's a couple nanoswarms if you go for the switch. So you got to be a little bit careful here.
Well, they're running out of time. Getting himself out onto the site quickly here. Luke, get the headshot. Spike gets picked up. It's just enough time, but he needs to start planting. Getting it very close there is Val, but wants to make sure that he has that turret out to try to cover him. Check close. Ready throwing out the utility. Manage to spot. Get any damage in yet. They both come storming down the side. And make it a bit of a 50-50 there for Val. It's not sure which way to look. The defuse will come in. WGS. Not the cleanest round for them, but we'll go ahead and get the defuse, make it 3-1.
You got to be really, really careful in mid here on Ascent on the defender's side, because yeah, if you get spotted like that, the walls are thin and you're going to get taken down. So you got to have escape protocols set up. Like you got to have, you know, the Astra there to maybe throw you a smoke. You as the Jet, got to be dashing out of there, at least trying to make it harder for your opponent to just kind of isolate you and take you out. But you know, even though they lose HANN early in that spot, I mean, of course, it is really important to take control of mid-bottom by the benches in that area, but you need a little bit more protection for a player if he's going to get aggress up into there. And it's a good job by T5 to utilize their drone to displace him and take him out. But for WGS, just something to kind of go back on the drawing board during the VOD review and kind of look at again. How can we get HANN into those positions a little safer? What are our escape protocols for him? How can we make sure that he's able to get in there? And, you know, if he wants to, you know, peek into mid or something like that later on, you know, having that mid control so valuable for defender side.
Speaking of mid control, smoke goes out to Fantasy. Blocking that off. Lobby as well. It's going to be the alarm bot destroyed. As Luke continues to inch forward. Goes up. It's the alarm bot. Misses the shot. Will go off. Redwater going to be made vulnerable here for a moment. Just take a pause. Odd to see him pushing this far forward up mid with just that Marshall in hand. And iRdy. He'll go ahead and take his head off. Multiply switch. Sylvan now trying to hold things down here. Tree is ready for the next headshot. Does he see a third? No, not quite. The damage out, but does end up falling. Good pick up there from Fantasy. Great dismiss timing as it turns to the side, finds HANN as well. Rare miss from him. Now we have a 2v2. Fantasy quite low. Needs to try to find some nice opening headshots here. He's actually going to TP out. He goes around the back. See the drop down? Diggs comes back out onto the site. Bangnan with a nice headshot. Exits over to main. Wants to go for the re-peek, and he's got it. Instant tap. Loop goes down. And there you go. Keeping it within one. Team 5. Close it out.
Bangnan really coming alive there and showing what Reyna can do on sites with the dismisses or the overheals or whatever, the devours. She's very, very devastating. You know, once the plant is down or once you're, you know, once you're into that territory, is when she gets really, really scary. And Bangnan here doing a great job utilizing it to get some information, to change positions over into A main, to give a new angle, a new look to the defense. I thought that round was going WGS's way very early on.
Yeah.
They set it up very nicely here, so they didn't feel like they had a good answer yet to control mid with HANN there. So just seed the territory, put your utility around it, find the crossfires, find the picks when they're coming through the different angles. And they got them.
Almost had it there, but quite back fast enough so he had the lineup but didn't get to pull the trigger. Bangnan with a nice kill yet again.
And that's the problem when you don't have mid control. You don't know if they're pushing up catwalks.
Oh, I'm ready. Aggressive push out. Luke's there to back him up. Great double peek through that smoke into mid. And Sylvan again holds things down just outside window. Just like that. WGS bouncing back in. A very commanding round here. Only losing out on HANN. A lot of weapons recovered here, and if they can just close this out without losing anybody else, GODLIKE can just go ahead and get that free upgrade from the Sheriff into a rifle as well. A huge economic swing for them.
Yeah, Sylvan still has the Cosmic Divide even. It's a good opportunity, but wow! It's been pretty good today at times. He's had some really important shots. Gonna set the turret up on the top to watch for that Heaven peak. Opting to go for the plant really near hell here. This is kind of interesting.
Okay, Rolling Thunder comes crashing across. He dips into Helm just in time, but Fantasy from main will find Luke. Shut down this retake. Smoke goes out. He's going to creep forward. No HP here on iRdy, and that's just going to be the cut down coming in. GODLIKE and iRdy just not really prepared there. And it's just back and forth, tied up 3-3.
I think I understand that plant in a couple different ways. I mean, you could cover it pretty well from the main side of A, but also you do have to keep in mind that there is a breach here from GODLIKE on the defender side. So the thing with breaches is you can use those aftershocks and the other utility through the wall from the glass over into the generator side of A. So if in the default plant spot, you can actually hit it with aftershocks when they're planting. So I actually totally understand. I totally like what they do here to change up the positions on this plant spot. So good heads up, good on the fly thinking, because you could see he thought about putting it behind generator for a second, but I think they're like, no, the breach is still alive. Let's try this other spot. You know, we've got the positioning for it as well.
Well, whichever the reasoning was, it worked out quite nicely there for Team 5. So get that round win to tie it up 3-3. Decide to go ahead, call a tactical timeout. Not something that we saw too much of in that first map from either team. We just had the one timeout called.
Was that, do we know if that was tactical or tech?
We don't know. But either way, point would be that, you know, if it wasn't a tactical, then it just means that Team 5, like, absolutely should have been calling more, given how they were getting stomped for a very, very long time on that. Something that just, even just to break the momentum from WGS, slow them down a little bit when they're going on these massive streaks, you know, 5 rounds, 6 rounds in a row that they're just scooping up. Just even being able to just stop for 2 minutes to try to break that momentum, have them get a little bit more relaxed and calm down so that they aren't operating and firing on all cylinders, that can be good from Team 5, but they didn't do it. I like that they're calling one early here, especially after a round win. This is the the conversation coming in from the coach, from Machiavelli, will be coming out and saying, like, okay, it's tied up. Here's how we take the lead. This is what we need to focus on. This is still the places that we're looking vulnerable, the things we need to tighten up on. And now we get to see if they can make it happen. Obviously, massive weapon advantage for them coming into this round, as it's just 6,600 spent here from the side of WGS.
Yeah, and I think if I'm T5's coach, I'm saying, look, be really careful with this lockdown. There is the Hunter's Fury ready from iRdy, so there is a really strong counter to it, also bounding for WGS. Everybody but GODLIKE has theirs as he used the Rolling Thunder in the previous round. So what you can do, though, because you have a KO, is you can shut that Hunter's Fury down. You can, if you can identify where iRdy is, you can make it so he can't do anything about that lockdown if you could find the knife onto him.
Yeah. Also have to be a little bit more creative as well, just because, talking about GODLIKE, that aftershock is there. And depending on where you try to plant it, always could get the destroy. If they try to use it in B lobby, bit of a default use. And should be able to go off without a hitch. It's Bangnan. Inches up, and well, you don't have to worry about the aftershock anymore.
I've been waiting for Bangnan to start heating up a little bit. He's had a couple really good maneuvers here. This time gets a little bit deeper into catwalks, kind of fools him on the position. This time there's the knife to check, and he's going to spot iRdy and the Killjoy around the corner, and the push is on.
Yeah, they know that they're both on the back side, but already they will find one, and moves will get rid of the counterpart Sylvan. Sight broken open. Knives committed to the fight here by HANN. He wants to try to turn this, but so far the Blade Storms have been leaving quite a bit to be desired here from either of the jets that we've seen so far. Throws out the Lear. HANN tucks back around the corner, manages to get Bangnan in the head. That's going to be a rifle recovered. Sylvan as well, getting that nice kill on a Fantasy. And a Swarm popped to buy some additional time. Cloudburst out, tailwind forward. HANN gets Redwater in the head, but Val, his turret will finish him off as he guns down Sylvan.
A turret headshot.
This is what we were talking about, is no matter what HANN does, it's entertaining as all hell to watch.
It is.
We got a little bit of best of both worlds there. It didn't quite fall flat on its face, but it's a damn hilarious way for him to lose his life in that round.
Only HANN. Only HANN, it brings us these wonderful moments in VCT Korea. But that's what makes him great. I mean, it's just absolute nutter.
Man for all seasons.
Absolutely. Val able to still have this lockdown available here, but because iRdy got taken down pretty early on that assault on the B, there was no Hunter's Fury that was ever used. I thought Val might go for the lockdown post plant, just throw it behind the box or something and throw it right at the wall towards the market side of B or something, but instead they're able to save it. So still kind of that interesting little kind of chess game you have to play on this map. Oftentimes with the Hunter's Fury and the lockdown, but again, you have the KO available, so you can at least have one less thing to worry about.
Luke pulls back. He's still out into the open, though. It's going to be the null command. He tries to cut him down, but it's not going to be enough. But iRdy is there. Finds Val. Manages to shut down Redwater as well. Clears the dart. Going to be looking for that pickup. It's godlike. VCT Alley does manage to spray through. Finds moves. There's the plant coming in from Fantasy. Redwater finally going to bleed out. 3v2. Mounting here from Team 5. They want to keep the win streak going. Bangnan, he's just going to go push out blind. Doesn't try to use a Lear or anything as HANN comes dashing forward, but he is blinded himself. Godlike will get the finishing blow here and the defuse to try to pick up that next rolling thunder. Bit messy there at the end. Maybe some unnecessary deaths from the side of WGS, but they will get the round win, tied back up at 4-4.
Yeah, Bangnan, has been feeling it the last couple rounds, and there he feels like he has an opportunity to maybe catch WGS not ready for him to push out of that smoke. That was WGS's smoke that came out from their Astra at that position. Yeah, you can see immediately the ults pop, the knife hits, and iRdy is just, again, right in the right place at the right time. He's been really, really good here for WGS. I mean, yeah, Bangnan doesn't fool HANN at all there. And like you said, no utility or anything to back up that push. It's just, it's a timing thing. You're trying to hope that WGS has, funneled themselves into the site through defender spawn from that other side of the alley. But they did not. They, HANN making sure that they're coming from multiple angles.
Looking like a good read here from the side of WGS. Two set up to try and defend here over at Tree. Sylvan's going to have to pull back. The fragment going to go out. 7 HP for Sylvan as he narrowly makes it back around the corner to keep himself in the fight. Plant comes down. Very fast hit here on the site from the side of Team 5, looking to change up the pace in a major way. Now the lockdown can be used. Places it right into the corner. Luke going to fall off screen as Bangnan holds things down from mid.
Oh, so smart here by iRdy. He dodged that. He dodged the knife. He waited. He knew it was going to come. He still dies, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's going to change the outcome of this round too much as Val, they're just looking for this last player, and we'll find him. Godlike goes down, and it's really good tempo change here from the side of Team 5. Just instant strike onto the A site, and WGS, they cannot recuperate fast enough.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. The tempo change is great here from T5. And all the protocols are correct to help secure that lockdown, right? You throw the 0 point right towards the garden area there. And what was so funny is iRdy waited. He stood right at the edge. He knows where that knife is very likely to be, where it's a safe place to throw it from the site, from short A. It hits on that corner. He's just at the edge of the range, waits for it to end, and then pushes in. I mean, a really nice job here by iRdy. He doesn't get anything out of it, but good job by both teams to be aware of what they should be doing in these situations.
Oh, look at this. Speaking of tempo shift, WGS going on the attack. This is typically something that we see from them in the pistol rounds, but instead, we're going to be doing it with this bit of a fractured buy. Hunter's Fury to try and delay the plant here onto the A site. Which just shifts around, gets back over into default. Go ahead and let it take place on the ground. Just have his Hunter's Fury available in case Luke decides to use that lockdown, but he's not going to get the opportunity. Fantasy comes in, manages to find two. Sylvan looks to hold it down, though, but Bangnan says nope. That kill pushes out, barely gets the headshot onto iRdy. This miss comes in, HANN will barely manage to get that elimination. HANN now finds himself in a 1v2. No armor, 85 HP remaining. Drone now going to be coming out. Nanoswarm gets used onto the site. Buy a little bit of extra time, but they get him darted. They know exactly where he's at. Moves, ready. The dart goes through, doesn't quite connect, but 11 HP, and that's going to be enough to shut him down. They swing the corner, and Team 5 now stretches their lead up by 2 rounds.
Yeah, a couple really nice rounds here. A good setup, a good execution, and it's really nice by moves. Gets up into A heaven, has the Hunter's Fury, has the cover from the defender spawn side from the stairs to make sure that he's able to just, blast him down into short A, gets a few tags into there, softens him up. Of course, Fantasy was already there as well to gum up the works, get to give the information to relay that over to moves. That the time is, now, but he hits 2 phenomenal shots there. And this is looking good for T5. They've got a really good, solid execution. It starts out hot again.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Luke actually did get to use the lockdown. Didn't quite see that there in the moment. Now he gets punished early on as he yet again tries to peek out in the lobby. So, very costly here as WGS try to drag this back into the favor. I mean, 7-5, not the worst scenario to be in. It's a nice shot from Sylvan. Just continues to deliver here. Can he do it twice in a row? Yeah, he absolutely can. That's going to be a gun picked up for him. The rest of the team suffering a bit as GODLIKE goes down, but not before he can find Fantasy. So, still significant damage dealt now with a Vandal in the hands of Sylvan. This round becomes significantly more winnable here for the side of WGS, but Sylvan's still not nearby. See how much time HANN can purchase here for his squad. Comes into the corner, the rush comes in. Oh, he whiffs the shots! Val runs out of ammo, has to swap to the Classic, and he still manages to take him down. HANN, that is not a situation where you can afford to whiff.
Ooh, that's brutal. Sylvan 1v2 on this retake. Gonna see the head.
Spots one.
He's nuts.
Does he know that he's going to be right around the corner? There is a flash available. He's looking for it. He spots him and he's got it! Gets the bang through the wall for the 4K. Sylvan continues to deliver.
He's absolutely out of his mind today. I mean, just every round, it's like, well, if Sylvan's alive,
it's winnable.
It's very winnable.
Sylvan is the new suggest. If he's alive in the lobby, you can win the damn round. Unbelievable. Look at the disparity here.
Unbelievable.
14-6.
He's crazy. I mean, this double he gets at the beginning, puts things on even footing in terms of the numbers that both sides have available. He gets the head right away on the Vow, and look at him. He's so clean with checking his angles, and then he just, looks at the right time. He knows his spacing so properly. He's so well polished there. He knows right at the moment that he's going to expose himself. Now, there is a tag in the mid here onto Luke. They are going to be able to cover him, though, but Bangnan still finds HANN.
Does manage to make his way out, but Luke does manage to come up with 2 moves and Fantasy going down. Foul, there's a wrap around from the side, gets iRdy. Push through, gets blinded up and finds himself in a rough position as WGS look to make this a 6-6 half, and barring an absolute miracle here from Val, I think they're going to have it. I mean, Luke is low. There's so many angles to clear.
Just throw the lockdown.
I was about to say,
confuse him. Nobody will see it coming.
Just throw the damn lockdown.
They'll never know. They'll never expect it. This is a really nasty angle. Yeah,
there's a swing.
Yeah. Give us Red Sky.
Luke.
Red Sky!
They're not going to do it. They never do it.
I know they never do. But I try to encourage it. Nobody listens to me. That's okay, so WGS here really well thought out for this final round. Really good play dialed up in mid. We're going to try to get aggressive. We're going to, if we get tagged again, immediately what I was talking about earlier, you got to have those protocols in place to follow up if one of your teammates get tagged by that Sova drone and utility immediately starts pouring out from WGS to cover it. And it turns into a very favorable exchange. Yeah, Bangnan gets the first one, but then Luke picks up 2 on the cross, and then you got a third from Sylvan in there as well. So that's what I wanted to see from WGS. When they make mistakes, they're able to recover round to round, even during the same map, and adjust very nicely and give themselves a pretty good chance here. It's 6-6.
Yeah. Given how things were looking at the beginning, definitely a good run back here from the side of WGS. That's what they want to do now. 2 making their way out of lobby. Oh, HANN just moves right in to Move's crosshair. He's going to manage to find a second one. Bangnan as well. Gets rid of Sylvan. Over towards spawn. iRdy charging up. Gonna take quite a bit of damage. Offers a bit back over onto Fantasy. We'll get that kill before falling to red water, but now it's all on Luke. He got a 4K in the last round. Can he do it again? He's at least gonna try to grab that ult orb. Oh, timing. Moves will line up yet another one. And it's a great start here for Team 5.
It was pinged quickly. It was identified quickly by WGS that the push was happening. HANN saw it before he died and was able to get the ping out, but it was just amazing shooting. I mean, that was just really well executed there by Moves and Bangnan, covering each other nicely. I'll watch the bell tower, you watch the spawn, and they're both looking at the right place at the right time, hitting some great shots along the way. That's the round. That's all it took. Just very nicely done by Team 5. Way to get aggressive.
That works a treat for him. GS just with the 2 sheriffs. Kind of surprising not to see one handed over to Sylvan.
The knife, I think, got 2. I think got the breach in the jet. Over on the other side of the map.
Sounds like taking a bit of damage there on that P. Spike just going to get scooped up. Smoke will go out to cover mid. They will dart through. WGS seeming like they just want to go ahead and take mid by storm. Flash goes out. Tailwind forward from HANN. It's in the market. Doesn't spot anything. Moves instantly. Mows down 1. Looks for a couple more targets. Gets a second. This Redwater will find Sylvan as well. So just go ahead and just meld everybody on the side of WGS.
It's a huge gun disadvantage, of course,
Yes.
but it's a great bait here by T5. They seed the mid territory, and once they recognize it, it's just set up the angles from B main, from defender spawn, from the alley side, and just mow them down as they come through the door. It's pretty basic, and WGS fully takes the bait. They're just like, hey, mid's open, let's go. And there's like a smoke from Fantasy across from A just to be like, hey, yeah, we know you're doing it. But it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, WGS has to just try and make it work. But T5 there, doing a good job. And again, WGS at the very beginning of that round got aggressive into B main. Tried to see if they could maybe catch T5 trying to, redo, emulate the success from their previous round. Flash around the corner. Just gets the drone. He gets spotted.
Will spot him. He's going to go ahead, throw that extra flash just to keep himself covered for the time being. Well, that drone tag doesn't expire. Fantasy still trying to hold things over in main, but Luke will say nope, strikes him down as iRdy. Moves up here onto the site, comes around the corner. Just a little bit too late to find Val, but Bangnan up in heaven. Does some significant work, finding 2 kills for himself. To make it a little bit more even here for the rest of his teammates, but
great
just 2
recon
members left.
darts.
Yeah, that's a great little lob just over the corner. Spots out both. There's the days out from the fault line. WGS should have this one locked down.
All right, 2 from heaven. Yeah, a really tough angle to come from on Ascent, especially with the way they have this covered. But there's the opportunity. Just channel your inner Lakia here.
Go limping now. There's 2 of them for you to potentially line up, and Sylvan doesn't have that much HP. He's going to try to go for it. Moves. Does manage to find 1, but he can't get the second. But boy, you got to respect it.
We've all practiced in Name Lab, okay? We all have tried the Lakia clutch.
I mean,
It was close. He gave it a go. I got 1 out of it. That's better than most.
It's better than a college try.
It was. You're right.
Very nicely done.
Is college a binary, though? Is it really an all or nothing?
I feel like when you say you give the college try, it was like there was an attempt made, but it kind of went nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel that especially because of how expensive college is now, but...
I mean, like, my college try went nowhere because I didn't graduate.
Yeah,
So
but
maybe
did you learn anything? Did you, like...
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing to do with my major, though.
Yeah, but sure. I mean, look what I have a physics degree. Look what I'm doing now. Like, come on.
The thing that I enjoyed religious studies the most out of college, and that's about it. Didn't learn anything about film production.
Just fighting over mid. And just an absolute meat grinder here at Kilios. T5.
There we are.
Shutting it down.
I don't know why we're still talking about that.
Goodness.
College nonsense as this goes on. Apologies. Luke, nice shot there on the red water.
Oh!
Stabilizes the spray. Get another, and he just bangs him through the wall.
Luke!
All right. All right.
충전이 필요해.
Great effort from Luke.
Well, he's got a lockdown.
He does have a lockdown, but he's get rid of Fantasy.
I know. Fantasy here. He's going to throw the smoke. Yeah, he throws the smoke there. So Luke just pushes ahead of it. Still the paranoia available for Fantasy. He must have heard that shot because Luke did pull the trigger there once.
Oh, Luke. He's going to come swinging around the corner. Checks behind him for just a second. Now he's going to go for the drop down. Takes a shot.
Oh, does he know?
Got to make it
He
around
knows
the corner. Yep. Almost so. I mean, it was still so well played from Luke. I can't take anything away from him there in that moment. But that would have been such an incredible clutch from him to try to turn that around.
I mean, how many nuts clutches have we had from both teams? You know, Val and Sylvan in particular have been
some pretty nutty ones.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
HANN, of course. I mean, but this is just
good for one.
Yeah, just a weird situation here for WGS where they just kind of try to brute force their way up mid, and it does not get much done. Yeah, HANN finds one, but Operator right back in the hands of Val. And still, Luke has his ult, but so does Moves again. And so definitely big-time advantage T5 here. There isn't a lot that you can do about it other than killing Moves.
Water is going to come around the side, catches him with the full line out. Redwater will be good for 2. Spectre now going to be recovered, but that's such a significant amount of damage dealt here. Everybody else can start to just move over to the A side. Spike recovered. See, do they want to try to stick around and fake a rotation? I think that's going to be the case, as they have not made their way back over towards Gelato. HANN just walking across the opposite side, gets himself tucked in line. WGS have gotten themselves wedged right between a rock and a hard place.
T5 with a great read here on WGS. You know, B and mid have not been working, so WGS kind of feels pressured to try A. Val just going to check, sees one, so going to switch back over to the Operator. But there's 2 angles there, trying to see if he can catch him leaving. How did Sylvan hit that shot? What?
I don't know. He manages to get one. I think they were just fishing for shots onto Val to try to get rid of the Operator, but instead they've just find the enemy Omen. I mean, it's one step closer, but there's still so much to do here. Someone's literally 1 HP. I'm ready. A bit of damage down. Dart going to come out. Instantly gets cleared. If he can clear this corner, it'd be massive from I'm ready. The odds very much stacked against him. He manages to make it happen, though. Val will find HANN, will find Sylvan. Now they're running out of time. Close angle there from Bangnan with the Phantom in hand. Cleans it up. So again, I mean, a very bloody round here as WGS managed to find 3 kills, but it's not enough to try to get that round win. Team 5 now up by 3. Look to tie this series up.
It's kind of interesting. I was thinking that maybe the Hunter's Fury would be attempted by Moves there. He's got a really good opportunity, but this is just, again, the setup here for T5, what I was trying to hint at earlier. They know that WGS is really thinking about A because the B-side stuff has not been going well. So you just throw that smoke down, you play right around it, you catch them kind of a little bit off guard with the aggression, and it works very nicely, gets 2. I thought Moves maybe would go for the Hunter's Fury. He had it, but I guess he's probably just waiting for the lockdown. Yeah. He had a decent opportunity. You know they're in A main, and you have a pretty good tunnel from that short A boiler into A main there. You can line up that Hunter's Fury really nicely and make it pretty tough to avoid. But regardless, I think they definitely probably want to save it for the counter lockdown.
Well, timeout called just in the nick of time here for WGS to try to get themselves back in. 2 more rounds here from Team 5, and then we'll be heading over to Haven. Something that WGS would desperately love to avoid. Full purchase Should help them out considerably, but Team 5, they've been pretty tenacious overall.
No commands available for Redwater, so let's see what he wants to do with it on the defender's side here. You could shut down the Hunter's Fury. I mean, you see this a lot now with KOs. Like, a lot of the meta is to just harass the heck out of the Sovas. The Killjoys as well kind of have a little bit of a difficult time dealing with it, but once the lockdown is placed, right, like the energy from the 0 points and the no commands don't shut it down. It just goes until it's blown up. So that's one thing to keep in mind, right? Like for the interactions, for how it works. A lot of the way to think about it is like, if the utility would still work if you're dead, then it'll keep going through the interference of the KO utility.
TP across, Dart's still there. HANN tries to dash forward, but actually gets clipped by the fault line there from Godlike, so it's not going to be able to get that chase punish potentially there onto Fantasy. Still does creep forward as, Bao tries to peek across mid, but is not prepared for iRdy to be up close and personal. So Fantasy will cut down Godlike over a tree.
Oh no.
Shop and oh boy, Redwater is going to play it out patiently, finally takes the shot. HANN's going to be shaking his head after that one. No command now going to be popped up here in heaven. Holds onto the knife as well, but Sylvan will manage to shut him down. Bangnan from the flank. Breaks open the door, finds the headshot. Sylvan gets put in the dirt. He falls up for another kill. Swaps out the weapon so he doesn't have to reload. Considering pushing up into the smoke. Spike now stranded out onto the site. Luke all on his lonesome. Knows that they do not have the money. He just needs to pull back. Try to hold onto this Vandal. Clutching it as dearly as he possibly can.
30초 남았습니다.
It's not good. I like the idea here from WGS, but HANN doesn't check an angle, and that's the round. I mean, you got to make sure that you're checking all those, and they didn't see him in the window. They don't see him back, towards the spawn or towards the heaven side, towards the site. HANN just sometimes, gets a little bit tunnel vision, and it costs them dearly. Because all of a sudden they're pushing on the site. They're like, all right, we got this. It's free. It's open. They're playing retake. And no, they are not. Redwater is right there. Instantly pops the no command. Shuts down all the utility. Finds the angle. Sets Bangnan up as well with that to find some crossfires. And there you go. That's round in the hand of T5. And they're looking really strong right now, Achilles, to take their map pick of Ascent. So yep. T5 not really rattled by that bind game. Yeah, it looked a little bit sloppy, but so what? They look better now.
Yeah. Significantly improved here on a much more comfortable map for them as they try to steer us towards Haven. I mean, WGS are not out of this yet, but they are certainly in a bit of a rough spot as it seems like we may have a technical pause. It's Bangnan trying to make sure all of his stuff is figured out and working, so very important.
Oh yeah. Everything has to work perfectly or else it all goes sideways. Got the hand warmers even ready to go.
Always.
What's your stance on the hand warmers? Will you use them like if it's an important day for you?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean there's been plenty of times where I wish that I had them in my house cuz my hands, like, I don't know, maybe I just don't have great circulation, but my hands often get very cold.
Oh, really?
Even if I'm wearing, like, a hoodie and everything like that, my hands will just naturally get, like, very cold.
I don't have any problems. I am, like, always hot.
I don't know.
Right now, my hands are, like, it feels like I have mittens on.
Mine are fine, but I wouldn't call them warm. But, yeah, there's been times where I'm, trying to play at home, and I'm like, well, if only I had
what is that?
Damn hand warmers.
What is that one in G Gundam? The Shining Finger?
Shining Finger, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel like right now.
That's a reference. That's one that not that many people are probably going to get.
You're the one who likes G Gundam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
G Gundam, Gundam Wing.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were somewhat of a
Seed
fan.
was also good.
Yeah, okay. I haven't watched Seed. Is it good?
I watched a lot of it, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen the majority of the classic Gundam
Did you watch
series.
Turn A Gundam?
No.
It's weird.
I've not seen that one.
Not like any of the other Gundams. I'll just say that. It's really good. It's the last one that the original creator did.
Okay. I might have to see if I can spot that somewhere.
Very different.
Okay.
But it's one of my favorite all-time Gundam series. It's really, really good.
All right. Well, here we go. Bit of a soft purchase for the side at WGS. Scrounged together what they could possibly get. as HANN does have that Blade Storm out. Fragment out on the right side just to try to check. The tail went forward. He's looking for the head. Finally managed to find the kill, but takes a considerable amount of damage. Pushes around the corner. He does manage to get Bangnan.
Ooh!
And Godlike will find Redwater, but now before Luke goes down, the right click up close. HANN gets the elimination. 3 kills for him so far. He's going to shut the door and then look to wrap around the side as Val approaches all on his lonesome from heaven. One more kill would give him a lockdown and maybe a fighting chance, but I think he's just going to look to hold on to the op instead.
I mean, the patience here from WGS, and then you get HANN in there up close and personal. Nobody's ready for it on the side of T5, and this is what makes HANN so special is, yeah, he can have some rounds that are a little bit of a head-scratcher, but then the follow-up is nuts. I mean, he's just able to get in there. Yeah, the initial blades were not great, but he's able to finally find Fantasy. Waits in that short A area, gets the right click, sets him up. They've got the Cosmic Divide to cover everything that's going on the site. Really well executed. All Val can do is just hold on to this operator and hope somebody walks into his crosshairs. Not going to happen, but...
Not at all. The spike will explode, and that is going to be another round here for WGS, trying to keep their heads above the water. A thrifty win, first one here of the season. As it's 3 more to go to tie it. 5 if they want to try to close this out and avoid overtime.
I'd like to see a little bit of this entrance here. So he dodges that. He follows up off the Rolling Thunder, but he's on the side of it. So Fantasy's not really ready for it. He just thrown a Paranoia. And then he just chases Bangnan down on the dismiss. He knows he's got Bangnan in a bad spot around that corner. It's pretty unlikely that anybody's going to be able to do anything about it. It's just going to be a one-on-one there.
Oh, very nicely done there from HANN. Try to keep them in this. Still money for this full purchase, though, from the side of Team 5. WGS can win another one. That'll give them a really nice economic offset. Put Team 5 a bit on the back foot.
They already got bottom mid control. Does T5, and immediately they back right off of it. Val with this operator has to be so careful if you're WGS, and they do not come through this angle. They don't like it, and rightly so.
Lockdown, obviously not going to reach far enough to try to catch them here. Hunter's Fury now going to be used. Nebula goes up, blind shot through the alley. Not going to make a connection as HANN gets up close and personal with him. The drone comes out. He's going to be darted. They know where he's at. One of them is going to be gun him down. HANN, however, just managed to find a second kill before falling. Bangnan comes up with 2 himself. He's already going to fall. Moves, gets Godlike. It's complete and utter chaos here on the B side of the map. As Luke has made his way into the back of the site, but he's not going to be able to get that plant. WGS. They're going to be falling here, and now that is going to be map point in the hands of Team 5 as they look to take us to a game 3. WGS need to win 4 consecutive to force out overtime.
I mean, that drone just saved the life of T5 in that round. That was perfect, even though HANN still somehow gets 2 kills out of it because he's just nuts. I mean, but look at this. He's pushing through. He's like, okay, nobody. Ah, crap, drone. Oh well, it's time to spray through this smoke. He gets 2. How does he see that?
I can't believe he did. I can't believe he actually spotted Redwater.
How did he see Redwater there?
I don't know.
He might have got the call out from a teammate.
Yeah, tip of his fingers there on Lumber. I don't know. Either way, he got the kill, and it was damn good of him to be able to find it. Though starts off with yet another one. Redwater taken out early. Still 3 rifles and an operator to deal with, though, for WGS. Get this weapon recovered on short and give it over to iRdy. That would be nice. So he's starting to inch his way forward. Bangnan is just around the corner, lurking.
Oh,
TP up
the
top
TP.
mid. Yep, we'll spot him out.
So good.
Interrupt it, but that's a lot of information gained there for Fantasy.
Yeah, and now you see WGS has to back off of this push. I mean, it was just the Reyna, Bangnan, an alarm bot there, really to do anything about that. So WGS gives up space. Bangnan checks it, leaves it. They assume with the stars coming down, but it's a fake here for WGS.
Yeah, the drone's coming out as well.
They gotta go. They gotta go now.
2 over in market, 1 out at alley. Start making their push. Hit goes out. Val gonna be dazed up. Takes quite a bit of damage through the wall. Now he's gonna have the reposition, but here's the jump forward. HANN gets himself up into heaven. As iRdy lurks in mid, catches Bangnan completely off guard. Just like that, WGS might be looking to get what I think is their first flawless round potentially here. As Fantasy has scooped up the operator, they want to hold on to this. They start cutting their way back across towards B. You see the lurk out from iRdy. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get into a position to try to punish them, though.
What are spots from
Huge.
WGS? Just caught, just completely with their pants down out in mid, trying to gamble their way into short with 3. Get spotted. They're like, okay, we can't do this now. Bangnan tries to punish it, gets the information that they have backed off, and then all it takes is 2 stars over on B, 2 more members. That draws 2 more members of T5 over there. That opens up the space into A. They do a great job, like you said, catching Vow with the fault line. Then all of a sudden, the floodgates are open for HANN to just jump up there, finish the job. They know they've got him in a bad position. And that's basically the round. It's, site taken, job done. And really nice, just great play calling here from WGS today at times. And T5 here as well. Great play, at the beginning of the round to use that TP effectively to get the right information. They just bite on the bait.
Yeah. Well, bit of an awkward one coming through. Move's just going to be scooping up the Vandal. Still has 2,200 to buy in for the next round if it happens. The operator's just going to clear out that turret first and foremost. Luke, rather, holding close, but goes out and it's a double peek, and Fantasy shuts him down. Redwater as well. Why are the Sheriffs coming up with such value here from the side of Team 5? Moves gets godlike. And just like that, it looks like Haven is going to be coming up shortly because Team 5, 4 members versus 2. Sylvan and iRdy need to do something absolutely magical. Try to keep themselves in this.
Moves hears all these footsteps. He can just relay this info. The real question is, they don't know.
Oh, the cut around the side. He doesn't manage to stabilize fast enough. Bangnan takes him out. Barely survives then as that Empress to keep him topped up. Sylvan saying, okay, I got to try to go for the plant. Will gun down 1, but then falls. 13-9, decently close, but WGS in one fell swoop.